Hello everyone, welcome back to your own channel. How you guys are doing? So guys, today we'll be continuing our Rahu Ketu series, and we'll be going to discuss one more ascendant, and we'll see where the transit of Rahu and Ketu will be happening for that particular ascendant, which will be going to happen around May end this year. Okay, so we are already discussed Saturn from particular ascendant. That series is completed. Saturn from the different moon signs for a particular ascendant. That series is ongoing. We are still making videos on that. And the other series which we are making today a video of is Rahu Ketu series from a particular ascendant. So we are not talking about any moon sign or any other transit from the Lagan Lord or anything or ascendant Lord. We are covering the Rahu Ketu transit from a particular ascendant. Okay, so today the ascendant we'll be covering would be Gemini. So for Gemini ascendant, you can see that Rahu and Ketu, they are in their 4th and 10th house. Ketu in the 4th house and Rahu in the 10th house for Gemini ascendant. Right now, this is where the Rahu and Ketu are transiting for Gemini ascendant. Now, from May end, Ketu will be transiting to this house and Rahu will be transiting to this. Means Ketu will be transiting to their 3rd house in the sign of Leo, and Rahu will be transiting to their 9th house for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so let's start this video, and please watch this till the end because this will going to be interesting, and we'll be going to discuss a lot of things, including particular other combinations with some planets. Okay, so Ketu is sitting in the 3rd house in the sign of Leo, and Rahu is sitting in the will be transiting in the 3rd house in the sign of Leo. Ketu will be transiting, and in the 9th house in the sign of Aquarius, Rahu will be transiting for Gemini ascendant. So what is Rahu? Rahu is expansion. Rahu is obsession. Rahu is darkness. Rahu is our desires. Okay, Rahu is what we will be focusing more towards in this lifetime, and Rahu is a planet with only head, not body. Rahu is about latest technologies, like any technology like AI, machine learning. All these are Rahu represent all these technologies, and like things like internet, social media, networking. All those things are represented by Rahu. Okay, now what is Ketu? Ketu is a spiritual planet. Ketu means contraction. Rahu expansion, Ketu is contraction. Ketu always try to show the reality of life, the real path or the real face of the life. Ketu means detachment from the things where Ketu is sitting, from the sign where Ketu is sitting. Ketu also means let go of things. Okay, Ketu represents height. Ketu represents pointed things. Ketu also represents flag. Ketu represents holy places. Sorry. All these things are represented by Ketu. Now, what is 3rd house and 9th house? Because these are the houses where the transit of Ketu and Rahu will be happening. So 3rd house represents your younger siblings, your neighbors, your desires, your wishes, communication, short distance travel, your courage. All right, those things are represented by Ketu. Now, those things are represented, or these are the part of 3rd house. Now, what is 9th house? 9th house is opposite to 3rd house, so it is long distance travel. It is the house of your father, house of Guru, religious travel. It's your luck house. It's the house of Dharma. All right, so all these things are represented by 9th house. So now when Ketu is sitting in the 3rd house, what does this show? So there can be a lot of things, and see, I'm talking only about the general things what we're going to see when Ketu will be sitting in the 3rd house for Gemini ascendant. I'm not considering any planet position, any transits, any dasha. So these things can differ from person to person, and also we are not talking about if any planet is also sitting along with Ketu or Rahu in the 3rd house, or if there are any other influences through aspect. Okay, So Ketu in the third house can give you a little bit of detachment or distance from your younger siblings or your neighbors. And by this, I doesn't mean that it will create some differences. No, it can also, but the chances I'm saying, and the thing I'm saying is that it will give you distance. Maybe you go some away, some far places from them, or maybe because of some other reasons you are not communicating that much to them, or maybe they go somewhere else far from you. That can also happen. Ketu will limit or will cut down your desires during this period of 18 months. And also, wherever Ketu sits, it's always good that you let go of things related to that house or sign. Otherwise, Ketu can create problems for you. Okay. So, Ketu will cut off your desires whilst transiting in this house. It can also cut your short distance travel. If you the only travel you will be do is long distance during this time period, because Rahu is in the ninth house. Ketu will make you more, will take you towards the spirituality, in the sense that you may be talking less or communicating less with people, or maybe doing some things on your own, maybe some self analysis during this period, because this is the house of communication. So it will cut down your communication to a certain extent. But again, this is very general thing I'm talking. It can vary from person to person. For some it can give a lot of cut in communication, and for some it will not going to cut, depending upon how this house is affected by some other planets or aspects. Okay. So that is what Ketu will be going to do in this house. Now what Rahu will be going to do in the ninth house, so it is opposite. So Rahu will give you long distance travels. Your interest towards religious activities or religious travel will increase. You may travel to distant religious places. Interaction with father will become more. Okay. Apart from that, traveling would be much more in this during this time period, but traveling mostly long distance. It can also give you a foreign distance travel, but that will totally depend on the other combinations of fourth, second, and 12th house, and also your dasha. But yes, it can give you foreign distance travel also. Also, while Rahu will be sitting here, depending upon what other planets are influencing, it will be affecting your life depending upon the planets sitting here or the planets in trine to it. So now we will be going to discuss what the trine houses will be from Rahu Ketu and what effects the planets can bring during this transit. So from Ketu, 7th house and 11th house would be trine, and from Rahu, your Lagan and your 5th house will be trine. So these four houses, and not the houses but the planets sitting over here, will bring changes in your life during this transit. And how it will bring, so whatever planets are sitting in these houses in your chart, take them as a combination with Rahu and Ketu, and then Rahu and Ketu will show or will make a difference in the actual working of those planets in your life for next 18 months. Let's take an example. If suppose Venus is sitting here, so Rahu will be aspecting it. So consider Rahu and Venus together. So what does this mean? This means that if you are not married, then you may have a new relationship, or if you have already a relationship, then your relationship will going to, or you will be more devoted, or maybe you are giving more time to your relationship. You will be attracted more towards opposite sex. Income can increase, financially gains can be there because Rahu is with Venus. You may be spending more on your luxury, or maybe buying more luxury items, branded things. Okay. As in, if Venus is sitting here in the 7th house, it will be aspected by Ketu, or not aspected, but it will be in trine by Ketu, from Ketu. So what does this mean? Ketu and Venus are together. this can give some issues to your partner's health. Not for everyone, but yes, it can give. Okay, it can cut down your income to some extent. Okay, also it will limit your expenditures on branded things, or maybe you get away from the branded thing or branded stuff. You think that okay, this is just a show off, so I will not going to do it. So these kind of things can happen in your life. Now if Jupiter is sitting here, you may have increased not ego, but maybe you think that whatever the knowledge you have is more than what others are having. Okay, or you may start giving knowledge to other people whether they like or don't like it. On the other side, if Jupiter is sitting in your 7th house, or like maybe 11th house for say, so it can be considered as Ketu Jupiter. So Ketu Jupiter will take you more towards the spirituality, towards the actual meaning or reality of life. So you start gaining more knowledge rather than distributing. Okay, so this is how the difference will come when planets will be sitting in these houses, and then you have to apply it on your own chart. Also, not just the basic things which are represented by the planet, but you have to see what house that planet rules and where that planet is sitting in your chart. Accordingly, the results will also vary. So please do check out in your chart. And this is just the transit from ascendant. We are not taking it from moon or the ascendant lord. So that will also play a part, and dasha will also come and play its own part. So all things you have to analyze and see what changes you can see over the period of time and during this Rahu Ketu transit for next 18 months, starting from the May end this year. Okay. So all right, guys, this is my analysis for Rahu Ketu transit for Gemini ascendant. I hope you guys like this video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the video, comment. Okay. All right, guys, see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.